Hey Capricorn, hello everyone. I'm doing a reading called Now, which obviously means we're looking at what's happening, but we don't get to say or impose a theme. The cards will just tell you what's going on, hopefully. We're going to start with the planet and see what overarching energy is permeating this reading. Pulling. Uranus. Okay, a planet of original ideas, things coming out of left field for you, a lot of novelty, a lot of excitement, maybe sometimes too much buzz. Let's see, we're gonna keep pulling and then we'll see how that ties in. But you would definitely feel excited, maybe sometimes even to the point of being overexcited, right? It could be a little bit draining as well. We're gonna draw out of the Zen Tarot. It's called Zen, right? That would be it's the opposite energy of Uranus. So let's see what this, okay, a few cards came out. I only read uprights in this deck. Okay, you get trust. That's a beautiful energy. Morality and integration. Well, in this case, I mean, because it's 3 cards, it's almost asking you to integrate taking leaps of faith in general and feeling like you're basically patronizing your own self about, you know, you shouldn't do this, be careful, you know. There's a place where you meet in the middle in terms of the things that you wish to do freely versus maybe what you need to be smart about. Let's draw out of the tarot now, out of this deck. I really get to the core of the reading about what is really happening. Why is Uranus here? Why are you in a place of integrating maybe 2 sides of yourself? One that is a daredevil and another one that is more cautious. Okay, 3 cards for just now. We're going to start with those. We have the 3 of Pentacles, beautiful. The 5 of Pentacles. This is exactly trusting, wanting to, like, you know, sort of like, how do you say, what's that game? In French we say marelle. You know the hop, is it called hopscotch? I can't, you know, like you draw the numbers up to 9 and you throw a pebble and then you have to like jump and hop. That's the game I'm referring to. Apologies, I'm not too sure of the name. This is what it feels like here. So anyway, that's the energy of like playfulness, trusting, doing things that you like, working at them with enthusiasm and wanting to really like engage with people and not being afraid of asking for help and providing your own help to others as well. And then the other, more like a Debbie Downer energy, 5 of Pentacles is like, well, I don't know, pouting. And then that 3rd card, we have basically the Ace of Wands. Let me show you, but it came out in reverse. So for me, these 2 cards are more of like on the morality side, right? Your own censor, the person that would curtail you, basically kind of prevent you from doing the things that you feel like doing in the moment. You know, although it's morality and you could be your own censor, maybe it's also simply a lack of funds that is keeping you from doing exactly what you want in the way that you want it, right? And this would be very difficult for Uranus in terms of Uranus just wants to break all the barriers and just like Uranus doesn't like to be held back, no matter what the reason is, you know. And when it comes to money, well, obviously you're lacking in freedom to actualize your ideas. You're gonna have all the ideas in the world, but you're gonna have a hard time like putting them into, you know, reality if you want. That could be frustrating. But there's a whole aspect where you need to integrate, meaning you probably have to juggle these things and basically compromise. I wanted to see if compromise could be felt on the Ace of Wands, but I'm not able to associate it to that particular energy. I do sense that you have to compromise when it comes to integrating, you know, having to, between the vision that you have for yourself or the ideas that you wish to implement and the things that you want to create and do versus, you know, the practical reality that you're currently in. But let's see how that develops anyway. The Ace of Wands in this case is a little bit of a lack of opportunity in terms of having the right doors open for you, in the, at least in the moment. Quite a few that came out. I'm going to take them. 5 cards. The 4 of Wands in reverse. The Queen of Cups. The 6 of Pentacles in reverse. The Hierophant in reverse. Here's Uranus energy. I mean, not that it's a Uranian card, but the fact that it's in reverse, it's the rebel, it's the unconventionality that we sense on Uranus. And then the 4 of Cups. Okay, money is really one of the reasons why you're not able to do everything that you want to do. It seems to be confirmed again here with the 6 of Pentacles in reverse. The 4 of Wands as well could pertain to some instability when it comes to your living quarters, namely, or particularly. It's also like you're not able to celebrate your successes, or you don't feel like you've arrived to where you wanted. I think it has to do with the Ace of Wands in reverse, as well as with the 4 of Cups. So we have 4 of Wands, 4 of Cups at each end here of these 5 cards. So for me, there's a particular current here where you get a little bit discouraged when it comes to, and a little bit careless almost when it comes to, well, okay, I can't do my ideas, so I mean, you're kind of parking them, but you're not doing the work of integrating when you do that. It's fine to put them on hold maybe, but there's a different energy here of like parking them, but in a way that is almost like forever, you know, like, well, I can't do it, you know. There's a little bit of that annoyance felt here, especially in terms of, because it's unstable. That's the Uranus energy. You know, you're like kind of rebelling against, well, okay, it's not gonna work, so you're almost like, you know, like you're not getting your way, so you're like, okay, then I won't do it, you know, instead of like seeing what you could maybe do or wait to do or part of it. I don't know. You're being very like black and white. Yet, so I was saying the Six of Pentacles, there's a lack of money. It's right under the Five of Pentacles here. There's definitely something going on about the money flow, right? Because especially on the Six of Pentacles, the energy is not flowing both ways. So there's a cash flow issue for sure. What's really beautiful is that the Three of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups are coming like in a straight line here, the way I've placed the cards on the table. That's the kind of energy where you're in full trust. You're absolutely flying here, like almost skydiving, you know, you're floating. It's an energy of you're comfortable in your skin, you're also comfortable exploring your ideas, you're meditative, you're insightful, you don't rush things, you're letting them flow. It's a very beautiful side to how you operate when you're in a more positive, maybe, or trusting energy. But then money is like the, you know, the sensitive spot here, and it's also the biggest barrier. Thing is, you tend to use that as an excuse, quote unquote, whether you do it consciously or not, to auto-criticize yourself, to sabotage yourself, because when you decide to basically give up on either dreams, ideas, or things that you wish to do, or eventually see concretized, you're giving up on them, and that's like you're extreme about it. There's a lot of being extreme with the Hierophant in reverse. He's very unyielding. And you fall into, I don't care. Because that's what it is. The Four of Cups is I'm beyond that, or not that you really think that for yourself, right? I don't think it's even conscious. It's how you react to things. So it's interesting how you have like an amazing sort of, I want to call it like a vortex of, it's something that's really like a pot that you're stirring with all these ideas and all these, especially visions. I think Uranus is a visionary in essence. So you're able to see like many things that you would want. You have a very soft side to you that is very collaborative, that is wanting to, that is actually exerting some of those qualities in the moment. You're actually able to act on those, but it's a smaller portion than the other side of yourself that is being very critical, and that is basically putting you in a place where you're thinking that those ideas become useless or shouldn't come to be, you know. You're almost convincing yourself of that, and I would say wrongly. Not that you necessarily need to act on every idea that you have, but you know what I mean. There's really something about integration that you could work on at least more, and to maybe strike a better balance. But I mean, of course, maybe there's also some energy that needs to be applied when it comes to regulating your cash flow, managing your expenses, especially when it comes to the inner dialogue about lack, right? The lack mentality. That's another way of helping yourself from the inside, not just like the actions you take outwardly in terms of budgeting or whatever it is, right? But if you do that, you're gonna create some opportunities for yourself, at least in terms of having more of those ideas. I don't know. Not that they're gonna take more space, but I'm not sure how to say it. Because I'm thinking that you're putting them on the side, right? So I keep thinking that they want to come back. But I think it's just about almost like when you take something and then you want to work on it, you actually put it like on a surface and you start working on it. So it feels like you need to put it in front of your eyes and really start playing with it, reading into it, you know, whatever it is that you do. I mean, the idea is taking action, right? Anyways, I hope that was clear, but not all the ideas require money as well. So that's where you integrate. There are things that you can do that are, well, that require less money, yes, but that will create maybe more money later on or help you gain money, make money. I don't know, let's say I'm trying to think of an example for you. Let's say you have a project, right? Let's say you want to start a little business. You know, you can't have the big business right away, and you might not be able to buy the accessories or rent a place or pay someone or whatever it is that you need. So, but there are still things that you can do before you get there. So you might not be able to start the business right away, but there are things that you can put in place now that when you actually have more money, or when those things are in place, maybe something else will click into place. You know what I mean? And it's interesting I chose that example because when you think about it, if it's a business, if you do a little bit and you earn a little bit, then maybe that re-injects cash into your business, and then maybe you're able to get that going. So that's an interesting, it's like water to the well, right? To the, how do you say, like the, I'm not sure the English expression. I'm seeing, you know, those windmills, when there's no wind, on the side of the windmill, there's a big wheel, wooden wheel, that usually windmills used to be placed alongside a small little stream of water, because when there's no wind, the water would come onto this wheel with like some wooden panels, and when the water fell, it would push and it would turn the wheel, and then the wheel would turn the windmill. So it would keep working. This is the perfect analogy. There's something that could be done. There's no wind. This is an air as well, planet or energy. but there's water here. There's maybe writing in the book, keeping at working on your ideas on paper. There's maybe something that you can do that, you know, might eventually generate a little bit of money, like I said, and it gets re-injected. So the principle of the water is feeding that wheel, which in turn will turn the bigger wheel. That's just one example, but I'm glad I came up with the windmill metaphor, or at least comparison. Let's draw a trinket. It's gonna make some noise, sorry. The bunny. So, you know, the rabbit or the hare is usually also like a symbol for like lunar energy. So things that are in the shadows, but that are related to some of your wants, desires, needs. It's also about being very prolific, as we know rabbits are. So this is the place where you really create many, and I said many ideas. You need to, don't, if ever you do that, I'm not saying you do, but, and again, I'm going to contradict myself. You don't have to have all the ideas in the world, or sometimes too many ideas is like, well, you can't do them all, but don't maybe censor yourself when it comes to, oh, well, I can't do that one because this particular idea would take, you know, so much time, or, and then you start finding all the justifications as to why you wouldn't be able to do that particular thing. So that's where you need to sort of pace yourself and speak to yourself differently, you know, and maybe also not necessarily shelf those ideas, or shelf them, yes, but maybe not destroy them if you want. I hope something resonated in this reading for you. Thank you for listening. Please share, like, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much. Good night.